Alright, we're back. We were in the process of cutting this portion out right here. Now, you can do, you made sure that this was cut out first, okay? And then, what we did is, I'm trying to trim out a little bit underneath the arms here with the body. Let's do that first. Here. And the coat kind of goes up and around. Alright, just like so. Let me think of that for a second. Yeah. It's going to come down and around like so. So it's going to go out a little bit. We're going to just start cutting some of this out in the back here, just where his arms are going to be coming out, around his shoulders a little bit, just like so. A little bit on this side. Alright, and what we're going to do here is we're going to start the face and the hat. So let's continue with the hat here. Alright, this will be deeper as we go further, but for right now this is how we're doing it. We're making it a little bit larger than it needs to be, simply because of the I always like to give myself a little more room, if it's possible to do that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take our knife, we're going to cut this way. We need to distinguish how far we're going to go in here. Again, see how wide this is here? This is how wide it should go across. So I'm going to measure halfway to there. Okay, now that width from here to there, that's how much I have to take off. Okay, so that's pretty well. Let's move that over just a tad. And now from either side, we're going to take a little bit off. Straight off anyway. Alright, so that really should be the same depth from what I can tell. So this is everything we're going to have to take off right here. It's from here, okay? And then go all the way down and around, and we're going to chop this out. Because we have to leave that brim of the hat on there. Alright. Same thing over here. We're going to cut this out until we get just want to keep following that. Now, one little thing I want to mention, when you cut something like this with the brim of the hat, see how it's going inward a little bit? I'm doing this straight across, and you want to try not to keep when you make this little stop cut here, which is just simply making a line where you want that cut to stop, you do not want to put it in at an angle either way. You don't want to go in too deep one way or the other way. You want to go straight in. Okay, so when you're making this little line here, what you want to do is you just want to make a little line, and you want to use the blade of your knife to guide you to make it straight. Alright, I know that's a little hard to do for some carvers, and some of the new carvers have a hard time with the fact that they dig into their piece. That's why you do a little bit at a time. You don't do big gobs of it at one time. You try not to. I know sometimes you get carried away with carving and you take off much more than you have to. Okay. Just take your time. See, I did a couple passes with that. Now I'll go back with the tip of my knife and I'll just go in there very carefully and chop it out. Just like so. And then I'll turn around and I'll do the top portion of the hat until we get to that line. Alright, so you're going to do both sides of the hat that way. Alright? When we come back, we'll start with the head. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to bring that in a little bit. And we're going to try to round the head to where that hat is, just like so. Okay, we're just going to try to round it off a little bit, because there'll be a collar back here anyway. But okay, so we're almost done with one side here. I'm going to do one half, and you can do the other half offline. Okay, do it on your own. Okay, now what you're going to do with the bottom portion, we have to determine when we get this. Okay, see from the top here. Let me bring it back out a little bit. We have to determine where it's going to come out from underneath the hat. Okay, and then we're just going to kind of trim this up, take this out a little bit, and then we'll start on the face. So we're really just establishing how wide this whole hat thing's going to be. Alright. Not too difficult. You know, it's just learning how to proportion things a lot of times. And I know that it takes a little time to learn that, you know. Okay. We're going to do the same thing. Down here we're just going to start going inward. Try to keep your knife as sharp as possible. Like I said, it makes it a much more enjoyable hobby if it's sharp than if it's dull. Alright folks, we're almost out of time. I'll be back in a little bit. I'll get this half done and then we'll continue working on the sides of the face. Alright, we'll be back.